Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Marketing and Mindset with Matt Miller. Today, we're going over my top 4 business books. And these are the books I've read throughout the last 3 years. I've continued to read a book a week for the last 2 years, so over 100 books in 100 weeks. And these are my top 4 business books. I've read dozens of them. So have you ever wanted to compound the results in your life or to dominate life, money, and the American dream, or to scale your business to new levels of growth? In this episode, I'm going to share my top 4 business books. One of my favorite books is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And it really talks about the importance of compounding everything in our life, whether it's our habits or if we're playing a sport or if we're doing something else, but it's working on it consistently, day in, day out. And this reminds me of a quote, I'm not sure who it's by, but it says, a lot of times we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in a decade. And I think that speaks to this book about that consistent progress every single day, and it'll end up compounding each day. And we're gonna see progress that we didn't even think was possible. And that's what the book's all about. And it goes in depth and shows different ways to compound our growth and our habits. I definitely recommend that book. And then the second book is Set for Life, and it's by Scott Trench. And a lot of this book is about house hacking, and it's creating that financial freedom by doing that. And what house hacking is buying a duplex, living on one side of the house, and then renting out the other side, and effectively you could be living for reduced rent or even free, or even sometimes making a profit because you're only living in part of the unit or part of the complex, and then you're renting out the other half. And that was something that I was super into and I thought was super interesting several years ago. But the book isn't just about house hacking. It's also about how to improve all areas of our life, especially financially. And I love the subtitle of the book. It's Dominating Life, Money, and the American Dream. And I thought that book was really good. That made the list. The number 3 book was Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And this book showcases the importance of time. And the whole premise is, if we're running our own business, if we're auditing our life, we take a look at where we're spending time. And then if we can buy back this time by purchasing somebody to do something for us, by delegating, by eliminating, by automating something, if we can free up our time, it will allow us to make more money and take on different opportunities and eventually scale up. So I love that concept of auditing our day-to-day activities and getting rid of the stuff that doesn't matter, freeing up that time, and then with that additional time, using that to continue to grow and continue to do more important things. And then you just continue the cycle until eventually you're at a point where you're doing all tasks that are meaningful to you. And I also really enjoyed the 4th book, which is The Millionaire Messenger. And it's by Brendon Burchard. And this book is all about online marketing, all about sharing your message. And really what the book talks about is how we can make $1 million with an online business by sharing our message. It talks about how we can get into coaching, consulting, sharing courses, and just sharing our knowledge in order to make a business out of it. So if something like online marketing or an online business is interesting to you, I would recommend reading this book. And I really liked reading these 4 books. And again, they were The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, Set for Life by Scott Trench, Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell, and The Millionaire Messenger by Brendon Burchard. And if you read these 4 books, they give such a wide variety and a wide perspective on different aspects of business. I mean, you think one's about compounding your habits, your exercise routines, your goals. Another one is about thinking where we can improve our life financially. Can we take advantage of the housing market and house hack? Then the 3rd book is all about buying back your time, And then the fourth book is all about an online business. So if any of those interest you, I would encourage you guys to read them. And they're four of my favorites, and they will probably spark a lot of new ideas and definitely give you value. So go get the books. I appreciate you guys for listening in, and we'll be back with another episode shortly.